Our universe has always been portrayed as a lovely and fascinating place, but it can also be incredibly frightening, as proven by Kepler-10b, a strange-looking exoplanet with lava oceans. It has an unbearable surface gravity of 2.3 g. This planet's daytime temperature exceeds 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,370 degrees Celsius, hotter than lava flows here on Earth. Take a tour with us as we explore some of the top, most scary, weird, and just plain downright creepy looking extrasolar planets. So enjoy, because after a visit to these nightmare worlds, you may never want to leave Earth again. Gliese 1214b is a weird color blue planet that looks like an emoji. At first glance, the planet may not appear to be so horrible, but it's not as friendly as you might think. Though a super Earth-sized planet that's rich in water, apparently it can be horrible. Ever wondered what it would feel like to be cooked alive? That would be the fate of anyone who succeeds to land on this planet. Gliese 1214b may be rich in water, but it's definitely not the kind of water you'd want to drink. Not only does this planet have bone-crushing pressures with scorching hot temperatures, but it also has a deadly dense ocean at the bottom of its atmosphere that will literally cook your meals in milliseconds. Next is HD 80606b, the planet with the most eccentric orbit known. Eccentricity is a measure of how elongated and oval-shaped a planet's orbit is. We're not here to analyze or discuss the orbit of this planet, but what makes it so strange. HD 80606b is known for its hellish-looking surface and horrible temperatures. You can see the red part in the form of an arrow. The temperature goes from 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 500 degrees Celsius, to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,200 degrees Celsius, in just 6 hours. The planet has a mysterious hotspot, that's the red part. And ironically, it is cooler in the day than it is at night. Towards sunrise, sunset, and night, temperatures exceed 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,200 degrees Celsius. That is hotter than a molten rock. This hotspot is believed to be caused by powerful winds whirling around the planet, like an intense light away from its star, creating shocks that increase atmospheric heating. Next up is 55 Cancri E, an uncommon, fascinating, and gorgeous planet dubbed the Diamond Planet. Diamonds are pretty good, right? Of course, they're extremely valuable. However, if you are dreaming of making a fortune out of this planet, you better look elsewhere. 55 Cancri E, unfortunately, is not on your side. First of all, it's a carbon planet, which means the atmosphere is mostly made up of carbon in the form of diamonds and graphite, and it's oxygen poor. Not only that, 55 Cancri E has a molten surface with silicates in its atmosphere that condense into clouds on the tidally locked planet's dark side. The clouds reflect the lava below, causing its dark skies to sparkle. As romantic as that sounds, the exoplanet also oozes hot fluids. Yep, it oozes. Due to the fact that this star orbits so close to its host star, the estimated surface temperature of this planet is 4,800 degrees Fahrenheit, 2,648 degrees Celsius. So unless you're a daring adventurer who thrives in intense heat, likes ooze, and believes oxygen is for wimps, you'll have to stick to digging diamonds on Earth. While diamonds are usually your best friend, they are definitely an enemy when it comes to exoplanet 55 Cancri E. Kepler-10b is another scary-looking planet that has scientists talking for years. This planet, which looks like a round hot stone, couldn't be more terrifying. Kepler-10b is the first confirmed terrestrial planet to have been discovered outside the solar system by the Kepler Space Telescope. Kepler-10b is not an inviting place. Any atmosphere it once had has long since gone, stripped away by the fierce radiation and stellar winds of its star. The daytime temperature is more than 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,370 degrees Celsius. Such a temperature suggests its surface is largely molten. Possibly only occasional jagged islands of metal and rock break the monotony of its glowing lava oceans. Scorched and rocky worlds like this are sometimes classed as Chthonian planets, a term derived from the Greek word often used to refer to gods and other supernatural beings from the underworld. That's not all. Scientists have also discovered a world where two suns set over the horizon instead of just one. The planet, called Kepler-16b, is the most Tatooine-like planet yet found in our galaxy. Tatooine is the name of Luke Skywalker's homeworld in the science fiction movie Star Wars. In this case, the planet is not habitable. It is a cold world with a gaseous surface, but like Tatooine, it circles two stars. The largest of the two stars, a K-dwarf, is about 69% the mass of our Sun, and the smallest, a red dwarf, is about 20% the Sun's mass. Kepler-16 AB-b is a circumbinary planet, meaning it orbits two stars. The orbit of the binary stars and the planet are perfectly aligned within half a degree of the stellar binary orbital plane. If you've been used to seeing cool, colorful planets like the Earth, I'm sorry to inform you that there is a purple planet. PSO J318522 is another fascinating but weird planet lurking in the depth of space. A close look at the planet gives an impression of a sad purple emoji, which was one of the things that captivated scientists. PSO J318522 is a confirmed rogue planet 80 light-years away from us. Like most rogue planets, PSO is a lonely and sad planet. He formed alone and lives alone, leaving PSO in the cold, endless void of space. It has been proved that the planet orbits no star. That means the whole planet is perpetually dark, yet it somehow maintains a scorching temperature, a temperature of 886 degrees Celsius, 1,628 degrees Fahrenheit, making the astronomers conclude that the planet is actually a failed star. Poor PSO J318522, it's not your fault you failed, blame nature. Though not really scary, it's very notable. About 44 light-years away from us is an unusual planet called Upsilon Andromeda b. This weird planet of two distinct colors and temperatures, which is at the same time hot on one side and cold on the other side. This peculiar world consists of fire and ice. Tidally locked to its host star, the planet completes an orbit in just under 5 days. What makes this planet, which was previously known as Sapphire, an extreme world, is the radical difference in temperature between its day side and night side. Whilst the day side experiences temperatures as high as 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,600 degrees Celsius, the night side is considerably cooler, reaching temperatures as low as -4 degrees Fahrenheit, -20 degrees Celsius. This means that passing the hemisphere of this world could be considered equivalent to jumping into a volcano. By now, you might well be getting the impression that all exoplanets are hot, violent worlds that exist close to their parent stars. There are some notable exceptions, however. HR 5183b, the newly found giant alien planet, is one of such. In terms of exoplanet discoveries, HR 5183b, a super Jupiter, 3 times the mass of our solar system's largest planet, is unique, as its orbit is highly eccentric, both literally and figuratively. While most planets trace out a mostly circular orbit, this gas giant traces out an egg-shaped orbit around its parent star, HR 5183. Astronomers discovered the exoplanet by the tiny wobble its gravity causes upon its parent star, which in turn causes a dip in brightness. This process took a staggering 20 years of observations with 3 telescopes, including Hawaii's W.M. Keck Observatory. Despite this long period of observation, we are yet to see it complete a full orbit, with researchers estimating that this could take between 45 to 100 Earth years, probably 74 years. If HR 5183b was to follow its orbit in the solar system, it would pass closer to the Sun than Jupiter, and then move to the outer edges of our planetary system, swinging past Neptune. Highly eccentric orbits such as this have been observed before, and the most daunting on the list is the TRES-2b, the darkest exoplanet in the universe. It's so black, you can hardly make out its shape. Light just seems to fall into it. Imagine such a planet in our solar system. We would constantly experience days of intense total darkness during a solar eclipse. It was discovered in 2011 by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope and is the darkest known exoplanet, reflecting less than 1% of all light that penetrates it. TRES-2b is the darkest planet or celestial body ever discovered, orbiting a star 750 light-years away in the direction of the constellation Draco. It's darker than the darkest lump of coal, darker than any dark acrylic paint you've ever used. It's ridiculous how dark this planet is, said Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics lead author David Kipping. Our journey into the depths of space ends at this point today. For more fascinating adventures into space, do press the subscribe button. See you next time.